heart of Long Island, a chilling legacy casts a long shadow. Welcome to Amityville, home of America's most infamous haunted house. This is the story of the Amityville Horror, a tale so unsettling, it has haunted the corridors of American folklore for decades. Our story begins in the cold autumn of 1974, in a seemingly peaceful neighborhood. The DeFeo family lived in a Dutch colonial house at 112 Ocean Avenue. But this family story would take a dark turn. On November 13th, Ronald DeFeo Jr. shockingly murdered 6 members of his family while they slept. His chilling confession to the police was that voices in the house commanded him to kill.
Ronnie's mother was downstairs doing laundry, but the kids were making a tremendous fuss. And she was yelling at the kids were yelling, and the father kept yelling at her to shut up. He wanted to eat his meal in peace. And she comes up the stairs with a basket of laundry, and the father walks over to the stairs and punches her in the face. She falls down the stairs. He closes the door and he says, "Now we'll have some peace. We can eat in peace." And that scene, for me, summed up what life must have been like in that house.
The brutal murders sent ripples through the community, etching the name Amityville into the collective fear of the nation. Yet the horrors within these walls were just beginning. Just over a year later, George and Kathy Lutz and their 3 children sought a new life in the same house, drawn by its size and beauty. What awaited them was beyond their worst nightmares. From the moment they moved in, the Lutz family experienced phenomena that defied explanation. The house seemed alive with malevolent forces. George Lutz woke from nightmares at 3:15 a.m., the exact time of the DeFeo murders, night after night, tormented by the same dream of horror and bloodshed. Kathy observed a horrifying figure that resembled a demonic, pig-like creature with glowing red eyes peering into their daughter's room. Voices echoed through empty rooms. A mysterious green slime oozed from the walls, and an unseen force seemed to grip the house with a cold dread. George Lutz woke from nightmares at 3:15 a.m., the exact time of the DeFeo murders, night after night, driven by fear and confusion. Their young daughter developed an imaginary friend she described as demonic. Cloven hoof prints appeared in the snow outside their home, despite the gates being locked. Kathy was physically levitated off her bed, and on another occasion, an unseen force wrenched open a window, smashing it down on George's hands. Cold spots were frequent, even with the heating on. Swarms of flies inexplicably appeared in the sewing room, despite it being the dead of winter. A green gelatinous slime oozed from keyholes in the walls. Their priest, summoned to bless the house, heard a voice scream, "Get out!" and subsequently suffered blisters on his hands like stigmatic wounds. The horrors prompted the Lutzes to seek help. They invited paranormal investigators, including famed demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren. The Warrens conducted a series of investigations, claiming to feel a presence of malevolent spirits and describing the house as a portal to hell. The Warrens' seance and research did little to quell the fears surrounding the house. Their findings, alongside other paranormal investigators, suggested that the disturbances might be linked to the property's history, possibly tied to its location on a Native American burial ground, though this claim remains heavily disputed and is considered by many as a myth. Compelled by fear for their safety, the Lutz family fled the house after just 28 days, leaving most of their belongings behind. Their terrifying ordeal captured the public's imagination when it became the subject of Jay Anson's 1977 book, The Amityville Horror. The book was a bestseller, turning the Amityville house into a symbol of paranormal activity, and spawning a series of films, that extended the tale's reach. Despite numerous investigations, no one has been able to conclusively prove or disprove the supernatural claims. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue has been renovated and resold several times, yet the stories remain, imprinted in its very walls. Today, Amityville remains a touchstone of paranormal lore, a symbol of the unexplainable dread that can seep through the cracks of the American dream. Whether you believe or not, the legacy of the Amityville House is as enduring as it is terrifying. Thanks for joining us on this dark journey through the shadows of Amityville. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss out on our explorations into the unknown. Until next time, keep the lights on and stay curious.